Have you ever felt like someone is showing you love without saying a word? No grand declarations, no heart pounding confessions, just a quiet connection that speaks louder than anything else. Isn't it strange how sometimes the deepest feelings are conveyed in silence, the subtle ways people express what words can't? And what if I told you that sometimes love isn't about what's said, but about what's felt and done without explanation? Today, we're diving into the quiet signs of love, the ones you might miss, but they're there, waiting for you to notice. Because real love, it doesn't always come wrapped in glitter or grand gestures. Sometimes it's hidden in the little moments, the stolen glances, the quiet ways they show they care. Have you ever laid in bed wondering, does this person really love me? Or am I just imagining things? If you've ever had that doubt, listen carefully. These 8 signs aren't just guesses. They're grounded in psychology and truth. And today, we're going to uncover them, starting with the first one. Let's get started. Chapter 1. They mirror you. They mirror you without even realizing it. Have you ever been talking to someone and noticed they're doing the exact same thing as you? Tilting their head the same way, mimicking your movements, or even adopting your favorite catchphrases? It might seem like a coincidence, but trust me, it's not. This is what psychologists call mirroring, a subconscious sign of emotional connection. The body speaks what the heart often tries to hide. And Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, once said, "We meet ourselves time and again in 1,000 disguises on the path of life." When someone is emotionally connected to you, their body will naturally begin to reflect your actions, whether they're conscious of it or not. Think about it. When someone feels close to you but can't vocalize their emotions, their body language says everything. Mirroring happens because of mirror neurons, cells in the brain that make us instinctively copy the actions of others. It's the brain's way of saying, I want to connect with you, without words. You might say something sarcastic, and suddenly they're laughing in the exact same way. Or you shift your posture, and without thinking, they mirror it. They're not doing it on purpose. It's just their way of saying, I feel something for you. And here's the thing, people don't mirror those they don't care about. If someone is mirroring you, it's because they're emotionally invested in you. They might not say it, but their body is speaking for them. So next time you catch someone copying your little quirks, don't ignore it. That's their heart speaking to you through their actions. And when love is unspoken, the body becomes the messenger because the mirror never lies. Quote to remember, when words fail, the body speaks, and it always tells the truth. Chapter 2. They pull away when you get close. It's a common experience. One minute, they're warm, laughing, and emotionally present. The next, they're distant, closed off, and you can't help but wonder what went wrong. Did you say something? Did you make them uncomfortable? Here's the twist. It's not you, it's their fear. When someone secretly loves you but hasn't fully healed from their past, they can become emotionally distant when the relationship starts to feel too real. Love makes them vulnerable, and vulnerability scares them more than anything else. Carl Jung once said, knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people. When someone is afraid of being hurt again because of past trauma or rejection, their instinct is to pull away. They don't want to let you get too close because if you do, you might see their wounds, the parts they've been hiding. It's not that they don't care, they care deeply, which is why they're scared. Love demands vulnerability, and for someone who's been hurt before, that can be terrifying. So they retreat, not because they don't love you, but because they love you too much to let you see the pain they're hiding. So next time someone pulls away, don't assume it's rejection. Sometimes it's just their heart trying to protect itself. But if their love is real, they'll come back when they're ready. Remember this quote. They didn't pull away because they didn't care. They pulled away because you got too close to the parts they hide from the world. Chapter 3. They tease you more than others. Have you ever noticed how one person always seems to tease you, calling you names, making fun of your habits or quirks, or laughing at your little weirdnesses? It may look like harmless joking around, but if you look closely, it might be their way of showing affection. Teasing isn't always about being mean or playful. Sometimes it's the only way someone can show they care without risking emotional vulnerability. Instead of outright saying, I like you, They'll call you annoying in a cute way, or laugh about your habits to cover up their feelings. Carl Jung said it best: when laughter hides what the heart feels, the pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense. This kind of teasing is different from the way they treat other people. They remember your little habits, your preferences, and use them as a playful way to keep the conversation going. It's not just random fun, it's a way for them to stay close to you without saying too much. It's emotional camouflage. They tease because they're standing on the edge of vulnerability, unsure if they can leap into the open and say, I care for you. So they make jokes instead. And each time they tease you, it's like they're sending a little love letter disguised as a joke. So if someone teases you in a way they don't with others, don't dismiss it. That's their way of saying, I feel something for you, but I'm not sure if you feel the same. Quote for you: they don't tease you because they don't care. They tease you because it's the only way they know how to stay close without saying too much. Now, we're just getting started. Love, in its most quiet form, can be so powerful. These signs, the ones we're discussing, aren't just small gestures, they reveal a deeper connection. But there's more to uncover. Next, let's look at how someone who loves you without saying a word will remember what you forgot. Stay tuned. Have you ever felt like someone's eyes were on you, not in an intrusive way, but in a way that left you with a sense of warmth, intensity, or even magnetism? It's not a creepy feeling, but a quiet recognition, like someone is silently studying you. You turn around, and in that instant, they quickly avert their gaze, nervous, like they've been caught in a moment they weren't supposed to have. But what if I told you that this fleeting second carries more weight than an hour-long conversation? When someone watches you when you're unaware, it's more than just curiosity. It's a deeper connection, a silent form of admiration. They're not merely looking at you, they're absorbing your energy, studying the way you speak with your hands, the way your eyes light up when you're passionate, or the way your silence speaks volumes when you're lost in thought. This isn't a need for physical closeness, it's a profound connection that transcends the surface. Their gaze is a messenger of emotions they can't yet voice. They don't look at you openly because it's the only time they can be truly honest. In that brief moment, there are no walls, no filters, just them, caught in the gaze of someone who makes everything else pause. They won't always let you see it. They'll laugh it off or brush it aside, pretending it didn't happen. But the truth is, in that secret stare, there lies a universe of unspoken feelings. The purest forms of love don't demand acknowledgement. They simply exist, silently. As Carl Jung once said, they don't look away because they don't care. They look away because they care too much and don't know what to do with it. As we explore deeper layers of connection, let's now turn to how someone's listening changes when their heart becomes a window to your soul. Have you ever shared something with someone and felt like your words didn't just reach their ears, but their heart? It's not just the words. They hear your energy, your emotions, your soul. And that's rare. In a world where everyone's waiting for their turn to speak, few truly listen. But when someone genuinely cares for you, they listen differently. They're not distracted by their phone or planning their next comment. They're fully present, attuned to the subtleties in your voice, to the pauses in your sentences, to the shift in your tone. They notice when you're hiding something, maybe not to deceive, but to protect yourself. They hear the unspoken sadness in your laughter or the exhaustion in your I'm fine. They're not just listening with their ears, they're listening with their hearts. They remember the details you thought they might have forgotten. The stories you shared once in passing months ago come up in conversation again, leaving you stunned that they even paid attention. Why do they do this? Because every word you say matters. It becomes a thread they weave into a deeper emotional connection. Even your random late-night rants or overthinking spirals, they hold space for all of it. In a world where so many seek validation or attention, real listening is a form of love that heals. It creates intimacy without ever needing to touch. It's not about finding the perfect words to say back. It's about offering a space for you to be your true self, without judgment, without expectations. When someone listens to you like this, they're offering you a rare kind of love, quiet yet profound. Absolutely beautiful continuation. Here's your text polished and expanded slightly for even more flow, warmth, and emotional resonance while keeping your original message intact. And as we continue to uncover how emotional connections manifest in the most unexpected ways, let's explore what happens when someone's soul recognizes something their ego is still trying to hide. There are moments when you walk into a room and suddenly someone's energy shifts. Their posture straightens a little too quickly. Their voice becomes louder or softer. They fidget with their hands, their clothes, their phone. They might become overly animated, cracking jokes that don't quite land, or they retreat into a strange, almost uncomfortable silence. You've seen it before. The moment your presence enters the space, they change. And no, it's not a coincidence. This is energy responding to energy. When someone holds deep, unspoken feelings for you, their body reacts before their brain can even catch up. The heart is speaking, and the ego scrambles to manage the message. This internal tug of war creates visible, sometimes awkward behavior, like a nervous laugh, overly rehearsed confidence, or unusual shyness. They may avoid your gaze completely or hold it just a beat too long. Why does this happen? Because their heart already knows it's you, but their ego isn't ready to admit it. In your presence, they become a little more human. You mirror back to them the parts they've been trying to suppress, their hopes, their fears, their longing to be seen without masks. And instead of confessing their emotions, they fumble through the moment. They speak too much, or not at all. They shift between humor and seriousness, warmth and detachment. Every action is a defense, a way to protect the most vulnerable part of themselves. But here's the deeper truth. This emotional turbulence only happens with you. You're the trigger, not because you did anything wrong, but because you feel right. And that feeling terrifies them. Their reaction is not rejection, it's recognition. Now let's go deeper, because when someone cares for you at a soul level, their love often reveals itself not through words or grand displays, but through quiet acts of care. Have you ever had someone check in on you without being asked? A simple message when you were having a hard day, a small gesture that showed they noticed your mood shift. They may not have said, I love you, but they didn't have to. Their actions whispered it. This is the kind of love that's intuitive. It doesn't need prompting. It doesn't wait to be needed. It just shows up. They sense when something is off. They send you reminders to take care of yourself. They remember little things you mentioned only once. They notice when your smile doesn't reach your eyes. And the most beautiful part? They do all of this without asking for anything in return. This love is quiet but powerful. It doesn't chase applause. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It just is constant, steady, and deeply rooted in care. It's not transactional. It doesn't keep score. It doesn't expect recognition. It gives because it feels and because you matter. In a world where so many relationships are built on what someone can get, this kind of silent, selfless devotion is a rare gift. It's not infatuation, it's not a crush, it's love in its purest, most undiluted form. And maybe, just maybe, you've already experienced it. Maybe someone has been loving you quietly all along, and you've only now started to see the signs. As we come to the end of this exploration of silent love, take a moment to reflect. Have you ever noticed someone who listened deeply, watched gently, cared quietly, and acted with kindness when no one else was looking? These subtle signs often speak louder than words ever could, because sometimes love doesn't declare itself, it just stays, softly, consistently, without needing to be seen. And that is the kind of love that never